Let's see, did I get this working? I think I did. I did indeed. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Doki Literature Club. So we haven't been here in quite some time. It was mid-October the last time we played this game. So before I do anything, I just want to make sure my audio is okay, because I know last time I was really quiet. How's this? I don't know, this sounds better to me. Alright, so that's okay. And I'm just going to make my posts real quick, because I had everything ready, but I wanted to make sure things were working first, because I haven't done a PC stream at all. I think since the last time we played this, so it's been a while. So just bear with me for about 30 seconds. Alright, I think we got everything all set. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Alright, I think I'm okay. So, let's go right into it. How's my bitrate doing? It's okay. So I don't remember exactly where we were. I think we had just finished the first act. You can use skip to fast forward through text you've already read. Alright, it's already Sunday. I've been getting increasingly anxious about Natsuki's upcoming visit. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but it doesn't help much. I wonder if she'll act any different when it's just the two of us. That's right, so we're setting up for that literature festival that they're doing. Not literature festival, but school festival, where they're going to show off the literature club and hopefully gain new members. And our job is to help Natsuki with baking cupcakes, which I love to cook and bake, so naturally that would be that would definitely be my preferred activity here. Meanwhile, she's been texting me a lot. We sent each other one after exchanging numbers to double check, but it turned into conversation. Okay, so she doesn't hate me. She's almost a different personality on the phone, using tons of emoji and cute language. She also really likes complaining about things, but I kinda saw that one coming. It really do be like that sometimes. But putting Natsuki aside, I haven't heard a thing from Sayori since she left club early the other day. It's not like we text each other all the time or anything, but I've been worried about her in the back of my mind. Between what Sayori said and what Monica said, is it really okay for me to put Sayori's feelings aside when she might need me? I decide to visit Sayori before Natsuki comes over. Rather than asking, I simply tell her I'm coming over, much like we've done in the past. Once I reach Sayori's house, I knock on the door before entering it myself. Again, we used to play so often that we've made it a habit of simply entering each other's houses like we were family. So admittedly, I don't know if it's here or later, but if anybody needs one, trigger warning. Because this game is not pleasant to people who are easily set off. If you don't know that, there's your warning. I recommend you don't go much further. But again, I don't remember if it's here or somewhere later down the line. The house is quiet. Sayori isn't anywhere on the first floor, so I assume she's up in her room. It's already strange of her not to run down and greet me. I head up to her bedroom where I finally find her. Sayori? Oh, okay, so she's okay. This ain't it. Hi, Lee. I sit down in her room. Sayori forces a smile, but it's easy to tell that she's different. There's a minute of silence between us. You haven't come over like this in a long time, have you? I guess you're right. It has been a long time. Not much has really changed, has it? Sayori's room is as messy as it's always been. I also recognize the same stuffed animals and wall decorations that she's had for years now. If you came over more often, it wouldn't be such a mess. It really do be like that. Honestly, the biggest motivation to clean up your own room is your friend is coming over. You don't want it to look like garbage. That's because I end up cleaning it for you. There's also that. How come you suddenly wanted to come over today? Aren't you supposed to see Natsuki today? Yeah, but... Wait, how did you know that? Sayori had already left by the time we decided that last meeting. Monica told me. It's only natural for her to keep me informed about the festival preparations, right? Ah, that's true. But what about you? Aren't you going to help Monica today? Of course. But I'm just helping her online. We didn't plan to meet up or anything. Ah, so it's just me and Natsuki then. Yep. There's more silence between us. Sayori stares in a random direction. Everything about her behavior is really uncharacteristic. I finally get to the point. I just wanted to see how you were doing. After you left on Friday. When something's wrong, you can't hide it from me. I know you too well. So... Sayori smiles, shaking her head. That's no good, Lee. Huh? Why can't it just be like it's always been? This is all my fault. If I didn't get so weak and accidentally express my feelings, if I didn't make that stupid mistake, then you wouldn't have been worried about me at all. You wouldn't have come here. You wouldn't have even been thinking about me right now. But this is just my punishment, isn't it? I'm getting punished for being so selfish. Don't fully understand what that means. I think that's why the world decided to have you come over today. It just wants to torture me. That's not depressing. Sayori. That's one of those things where you just want to like smack your friend upside the head because there's just utter nonsense is coming out of her mouth. I grab Sayori by the shoulders. What on earth are you saying? Are you listening to yourself right now? I know something happened to you. There's no other explanation for you to be like this. So tell me already. Until I know, I won't be able to stop thinking about it. Ha. Sayori gives me an empty smile. You really put me in a trap, Lee. But you're wrong. Nothing happened to me. I've always been like this. You're just seeing it for the first time. Seeing what? What are you talking about, Sayori? You're really just gonna make me say it, aren't you, Lee? I guess I have no choice this time. The thing is, I've had really bad depression my whole life. Did you know that? Why do you think I'm late to school every day? Because most days I can't even find a reason to get out of bed. What reason is there to do anything when I fully know how worthless I am? Why go to school? Why eat? Why make friends? Why make other people put their energy and caring to waste by having them spend it on me? That's what it feels like. And that's why I just want to make everyone happy, without anyone worrying about me. I'm in shock. I can't even figure out how to respond. How is it possible that Sayori kept this from me the entire time I've known her? Did she really want so badly for me to just not think about her? Why, Sayori? Huh? Why is it that you've never told me about this? It almost feels like I've been betrayed as your close friend. Because if I knew, I would have done everything I could to support you, even if there's only so much that I could do. I would have tried a little bit harder to make every day a little better for you. That's why I'm your friend. All you had to do was tell me. Now, I'm kind of 50-50 on whether I agree with what my character is doing. Because it's important to talk to your friends about how you're feeling. To be honest and upfront and tell them what's going on so that they can help you and be there for you. That being said, saying you should have told me I would have helped you is only going to make them feel worse because it makes them feel guilty because now they know. Like, now you know, and now they feel like you're obligated to help them as their friend. I'm getting my pronouns mixed up here, but you know, ideally you get the message I'm trying to give out here. So it's like, be very careful about how you receive news like this, but also give news like this on a regular basis. Your friends And, anybody that you're close to should know that you're struggling. It's important. It's healthy to express that and to ask for help. You don't understand at all. Why do you think I didn't tell you? Because if I told you, then you would have to waste effort caring about me instead of doing important things, see? Now she feels bad because I made it sound like now I'm going to be obligated as her friend, and it's a mess. I don't want to be cared about. There's also that. Depression just ain't it, Chief. It's bittersweet when people try to care about me. It feels nice sometimes, but it also feels like a bat being swung against my head. You keep talking like this, I'm gonna get a bat swinging against your head. That's why I wanted so badly for you to make friends with everyone else. Helping everyone be happy together is the best thing for me. But then I discovered something else too. Seeing you make friends and get closer with everyone in the club, it feels like a spear going through my heart. So that's why I decided the world just wants to torture me. Every path leads to nothing but hurt. You're right, that I don't understand. I don't understand your feelings at all, Sayori. But I don't need to understand. Whatever it takes for me to help you stop hurting, that's what I'll do. No, Lee, there's nothing. Nothing at all. The only thing that could have helped is if everything could be like it always was. But I was selfish. I finally showed you what a horrible person I am. Tears streaked down Sayori's face. I made you join the literature club because I was selfish. And I was punished by my heart hurting in a way that I couldn't understand. And now you came here, and I made you hurt too. The chicken needs to stop staring at me. I don't even know if it's actually a chicken, but I don't like it. The cow's cool, though. I wish it would look away, but it's cool. I'm just weak and selfish. That's all I am. And that's why I'm going to accept these punishments. Because I deserve every last one. Without thinking, I once again grabbed Sayori's shoulders, just ragdoll her. This time I pull her into a tight embrace. Lee, Sayori, I don't care if you feel selfish. I'm really happy that you convinced me to join the club. Seeing you every day makes it worthwhile enough. If I make friends with everyone else, then that's just a bonus. But please, never underestimate how much I care about you. I wouldn't have it any other way. Sayori isn't hugging me back. Despite my arms being wrapped around her, Sayori's arms remain at her sides. As a hugger, this would make me sad. I'd know I'm powerless when I give someone a real big hug and they're just... Either they absolutely don't want me anywhere near them, or if they don't mind it, they just don't have it in them to hug back. And neither of those options is good in that context. Because now I've either violated somebody's physical boundaries, or they're just that depressed and I can't do anything about it. There's no winning that. She starts sobbing next to my ear. No, don't do this to me. Please don't do this. Sayori barely manages to speak between her sobs. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but all I want is for her to know that I care, which is very important. If you have it in you to call yourself selfish, then you have to let me be selfish too. No matter what it takes, I'll figure out what needs to change. I'll make these feelings go away. And if there's anything that you need me to do, then you'd better tell me. I'll get mad if you don't. I don't know. Gently, Sayori finally puts her arms around me in return. I don't know anything. It's all really scary. I don't understand any of my feelings, though. The only time I'm not feeling nothing is when I'm feeling pain. But your hugs are so warm, and that's really scary too. Sayori lets me go. As she does so, I let her go as well. The festival is tomorrow. Yeah. It's gonna be fun, right? Yeah. How would you like for me to spend it all with you? It's what I want. I promise. I think that would be nice then. Hi, Michael. Bruh. Really? Really? Your resubscription messages? Bruh. I appreciate you resubscribing. Thank you. Yes, you can see my face today. for better or for worse. I'm glad I woke up feeling okay about looking myself in the mirror today, because otherwise I don't think I would have had it in me to put up the camera. I would have just been faceless like I'm pretty sure I was the last time I played this. But I feel okay today. I think that would be nice. Yeah. Sayori wipes her eyes. If I could spend the whole day here, I would. Of all days, this has to be the one where I have other plans. Maybe I should cancel. Agriculture Club bloggers. Welcome in, Just Cursed. It is nice to meet you, my friend. How are you today? Time for depression. Yes, indeed. We are here for depression. No, don't. Please don't. If you did that, then I really wouldn't forgive you. But it's almost time for Natsuki to meet me at my house. At the very least, nice to meet you too. A word? So that's what we're doing here. So that's what we're doing. At the very least, do you want to come along and help out? It would be fun. To my surprise, Sayori shakes her head. I'm sorry. I don't know if that would be very good for me today. You understand, right? Yeah, honestly, that's fair. When somebody is just, like, really down and out like that, if they don't have it, just don't. No, actually, I went with as much Sayori as I could. But when it came time to choose who you work with for the festival, you can only choose either Yuri or Natsuki. You can either help with posters or with cupcakes. So I chose to help with the cupcakes. It's not a matter of who I chose to, like, write about or romance, I guess. I went with Sayori. I've actually never seen the cupcake scene. Me neither, to be honest. Can you guess who's my favorite? Wait a minute. Is that? Well, I guess I'm glad I'm leaving your lady alone then. Don't worry, I'm not chasing after her. I just really like to cook and bake. So I had to. I've never seen the cupcake scene either, to be honest. I played this once, like, years and years ago. I can't remember anything about it. But I helped make the posters the first time, so I never saw that cupcake scene. It's kind of hard for me to fully understand, but I'm trying my hardest. It's okay. Don't worry too much about it. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Alright. I'm disappointed, but I was a huge... I had a preference for Yuri, to be completely honest, because she's the one who seems like the adult in the room. Like, she comes off as the oldest, and also I like her hair. I think her character design is really just pretty. Now I'm just a Natsuki enjoyer. That sentence sounds sus. Like, big sus. I say goodbye to Sayori and exit her house. Bonk. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. On the way home, I find myself feeling uneasy, but it's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Natsuki is about to come over too. I think Sayori is right. I shouldn't be worrying too much, and we're definitely going to have a great time tomorrow. I should just focus on what's ahead of me. I spend only a few minutes back at home, anxiously waiting Natsuki's arrival. Before I know it, she texts me to let me know she's outside the front door. Without delay, I open the front door to let her in. Honestly, I would not have at all been surprised if Natsuki just kicked down my door and said, "What's up, you dumbass, I'm here." I have a collection of over 1.2k Natsuki. Oh my goodness. That's quite a bit. I don't think I have a collection of anything quite like that. The closest I have is probably Rem from ReZero. I have a couple figures of hers. But that's about it. I do also have a drawing that I made of her, but I don't have that within arm's reach, so... no, I did not replace Nightbot. I have both. So Nightbot handles my timers and commands, but Owned is what gives you chat notifications. So if somebody subscribes, follows, raids, whatever, Owned is responsible for the custom messages on that. Nightbot is one that gets prompted, while Owned does it automatically. That's the difference. I guess you could say Owned is an Autobot. There's your girl, Cursed. Sup. Hey. I don't know what I was expecting, but seeing Natsuki in something other than her school uniform totally threw me off. Seeing her in such cute clothes makes the uniform seem totally unfitting in comparison. I love suit. I know a lot of people who do. I don't... You know, they're not my preference, but I don't hate them either. You know what I mean? I think seeing them all get all, like, flustered and annoyed, like, calling you an idiot because they can't handle that they're, like, so happy about it. Like, they think you're being cute, and they get flustered, and they start, like, just giving you crap for it. That is so cute and wholesome. I adore it so much. My heart will melt in a few scenes. Jeez, don't make it feel so awkward already. It's gonna be a long afternoon, so don't be weird just because you're not used to seeing me outside of school. Anyway, I'm coming in. I see you brought a lot of stuff. Why is my kitchen so nice, though? Who do I live with? And what do they do for work? I'm a high school student. What do my parents do? Look at this kitchen. This is like a 5 to 6 figure kitchen. Not a 5-figure, 6-figure kitchen. Natsuki is carrying a large bag that's probably full of baking supplies. Well, I didn't want to come all this way to find out that your kitchen isn't equipped for the job. You brought everything I asked you to, right? Yeah, I did. Natsuki helped me figure out I'm much more into flat small chest across IRL. You know, I'm gonna keep it a whole buck with you, Chief. Cannot relate. I'm not gonna front with you. Yuri is interesting to me for another reason on top of that. But also the fact that, like, she also looks like a child is a turnoff for me. Because, like, if I had to give them all ages, she's the freshman. I know, like, the writer canonically made them all 18, but let's be real, they are not all 18. This is not an 18-year-old. It really isn't. I like him small. Hold on, officer. I didn't mean it like that. Oh, no. No, I have to give you this. I like him small. And then just from the doorway. You're right. Natsuki is 19 now. Shut up! Yesterday, Natsuki asked me to buy a bunch of ingredients if I didn't already have them at home. There's an actual explanation why Natsuki looks underdeveloped. I mean, I'm sure there's explanations for all of them, but it's like, she looks like a freshman. Sayori looks like a sophomore. Monica looks like a junior, and Yuri looks like a senior, in my opinion. So that would, like... And obviously, you know, like, in American schooling, that would be, you know, the 4 years of high school. That would be, like, 14 to 15, 15 to 16, 16 to 17, and then 17 to 18. Which would make Yuri the only adult in that sense. Good. Glad I could count on you to do your part. Well, of course. I'm surprised to hear Natsuki suddenly say that, rather than something snarky like she usually does. Nah, it's not that she's different outside of school. She just gets lit up by baking. Because, like, when you get somebody into their comfort zone of the thing that they love most, they will light up and completely change. You will see a whole different side of them that you are absolutely not used to witnessing, and it just hits different, and it's amazing. I love anime. I love anime as well. Um, I have quite a few anime tattoos. What's your favorite? Anyway, let's go to the kitchen. What, you're not even gonna offer to take this heavy bag from me? You managed? Where's your hospitality? I left it at the door. Hopefully with your shoes. Come on, since when did I need to be a gentleman? My character straight up looked at her and went, you know what that sounds like? Not my problem. I grabbed the bag Natsuki holds out to me. Husbandality. Go to your room. This is ridiculously heavy. Ah-ha-ha. I carried that all the way here. Are you impressed? I see now. I'm in my room. Well, go to your room again. Walk out of your room. Walk back into your room. Yeah, I am impressed. It seems like I always underestimate you. It's because I'm so small, isn't it? Yes. You jerk. Oh, okay. Tsuki hits a fist into my chest. Hey. Your size has nothing to do with it. It has a little bit to do with it. Do you really hate being small that much? Too real. Too real. Too real. I may be chubby and formerly built like a truck, but I'm still only 5'4". Too real. He's talking to himself now. I'm gonna smack the rest of your hair off of your head. I love the banter between MC and Natsuki. It is really cute. It's not like I hate it. I mean, sometimes I like proving people wrong when they only think I'm worth my size. It's fun when I get to be small and also better than other people. Man, I can't tell if I'm talking or being called out. It's either one here. But, jeez, never mind. What are you making me say? Don't think you can make me talk about weird things just because we're not at school. Why is that weird? Didn't I, basically ask about, her confidence as being small? Does she hate it? Does she like it? It doesn't really seem so weird to me. Are we getting started or what? There's a lot of stuff I gotta teach you. Ah, what? That's a little bit more like you. You're more fun when you just speak your mind like that. Look at her pouting. That's cute. I want to give her a head pat. Now you are treating me like a kid. I was just trying to be a little nicer to you, you know. Don't get me started. Yes! Yes! You know what? Here you go. Have a head pat. And just because I don't have a mature and sexy figure like Yuri doesn't... Wow! Okay! No, it's official. I'm being called out. I have been called out. Never mind. This is just a straight attack on me. Natsuki catches her words, and her face turns red. Natsuki, you got the sexiest figure. I don't know about that one, Chief. Hi, Izzy. Hey, baby. Hang on, maybe we can have a little fuzzy guest star. Come here. Hi, baby. I said you. Yeah. Come here, baby. Come say hi. Look at the baby. Listen. Look at the baby. Hey, honey. This is Izzy. To my newcomer friend. And to anybody who's seen them but just doesn't know their names. Hey, baby. Good girl. Go ahead. Get down. I agree. I'm not too much on the physical aspect, although I believe it's important, of course. If you're not physically attracted to somebody, regardless of what their figure or face or whatever might look like, then it's kind of pointless. But I agree that I want someone to be cute and kind of goofy, and instead of, I don't want a Jessica Rabbit. You know what I mean? I don't want someone who's all sex appeal. It's not my style. It's some people's styles, just not mine. Forget it. I didn't say anything. I should apologize. Huh? I appreciate that you were trying to be nicer. I should have been a little bit more considerate too. But also, if that's what you're thinking, then you should know that there are tons of guys who are into body types like yours. Now who's getting called out? It ain't just me anymore. How would you know that anyway? Well, if I just scrolled up in my chat a little bit, that's how I would know. Just trust me on this one. This one, her heart is close to you when you hug her. Big. You know what? This man's playing 6D chess out here with us. Gross. Hey! Was that to me? Who else? Man, let's just get started already. Ah, you get all sour when a girl calls you gross. Man, you get all sour when a girl calls you gross. You know why I get all sour when a girl calls me gross? This is like real life, real talk. When I was in middle school, one of my nicknames among like other people was gross or disgusting. I don't remember exactly which word, but like one of those two in Spanish. So I actually do get a little bit sensitive about this when people do it in real life. Specifically this word. People want to talk crap about me, that's their business, but there are certain words that are just, come on. I finally found your weakness, Lee. Come on! Please spare me. Well, if Natsuki decides to dish out more insults like that, there's no way I'm not fighting back. But she's satisfied enough for now, finally starting to pull things out of her bag so we can get started. You will never know what it's like to not have sex. I don't know that I agree with that. Before long, the whole kitchen is a mess. Spoons, dirty bowls, flour, spilled fluid, and plastic bags are strewn about every countertop. The mixer isn't big enough to make all the batter at once, so we've had to do it several times. Meanwhile, Natsuki is babysitting all of my movements to make sure I don't mess up her precious baking. Spilled fluid, yo, okay. I'll give you that one. I didn't even think about it. That is kind of sus, isn't it? Lee, where did you put the food coloring? The batter's going in the oven soon, so I need to fill the trays. I think it's still in the bag next to the table. Aren't you supposed to put the food coloring in as you're mixing the batter? I don't know, like, I've never used food coloring in baking, but aren't you supposed to use it, like, in the mixer stage so that it all, like, comes together like that? So that it's all evenly distributed? What are you using it for? To color the batter, of course. Shut up. I'm making each tray a different color. That way, even if the flavors aren't different, everyone can still pick their favorite. Oh, that's a cute idea. Are we doing anything like that with the icing? Do you want to? You're asking me? Yes, I do want to. I don't really have a preference, so come on. You're not putting any heart into this at all. Can't you at least try to have fun? I'm having fun. Honestly, like, my heart would be all over the place with this. I love making food and desserts. I need myself a cute young lady, and by that I mean age of consent, adult young lady to bake with. 2020 me was crazy about the DLC, played and watched a ton of I've actually never seen a mod for this. I didn't even know there were mods. Well, actually, that's not true. I've seen a couple. I wasn't even trying. I realized that sounded weird, and I didn't want it to sound weird, and me trying to make it not weird probably made it sound even worse. I just want to clarify, like, I want a cute girl my age that I can cook and bake with, because that's such a fun experience. 17 hours in a single mod just to get that sushi. Oh my god. I don't blame you. I absolutely don't blame you. I would be here for that. Absolutely. I'm not really sure what Natsuki's trying to get out of me. Meanwhile, I can see her separate the batter into smaller bowls and put a few drops of food coloring into each. Ah, that does look pretty cool. See? It's not like baking is just about following instructions. Although you do need to. Cooking is different. Baking is an actual exact science. You cannot mess with pretty much anything at all in any of your steps, or you will get something different. Usually something ruined. You cannot mess with anything in baking. It has to be just right. The presentation is where you get to be creative and have the most fun. It's a million times more worth it in the end. Just looking at it makes everyone's eyes light up. You eat with your eyes first. If it doesn't look good, you're not going to want to go near it. And then you have the smell. If it doesn't smell good, you don't want to taste it. And if it doesn't taste good, you don't want to take a second bite. And that's the worst thing you can get. Like the ones you made on my first day, huh? I recall Natsuki proudly presenting her cat-shaped cupcakes and Sayori and Monika's delighted expressions. The OG username of this account where I would... Alright, I'm not gonna front. That's hysterical. I love that. That is so funny. But also, it be like that sometimes. I wonder if I can make Natsuki proud like that too. Aww. I want to impress her, yeah. Yeah. Maybe I will use the food coloring then. He's gonna unscrew it and like dump it on and completely ruin the color. Just make sure you completely finish mixing the icing before you mess with the food color. Yeah, it's getting there. We were using the electric mixer for the batter, so I got stuck with a whisk and a huge bowl for the icing. I actually prefer to whisk things instead of using an electric mixer. I've almost never gotten to use an electric, and like, yeah, it takes all the work out, but it's nice. Yo, let's make her blonde. Let's make her blonde. The icing's still all lumpy. Are you even trying? Oh yeah. There's nothing in the DDLCs which can make people adore the username, but someone banned that. Yeah, no, that's a huge no-no on Twitch these days. And I mean, I think it's supposed to be contextual, because like you're just talking about yourself and poking fun at it. No big deal. But Twitch in general has started to frown upon that word. Because they, I don't know, they input every change and rule that doesn't actually help anything. Well, yeah, it'll just take a little longer. You're still calling me Natsuki. Ren and Simpy. I love it. Jeez, I'll be here all night if you do it like that. Yeah, no, you really gotta put some work into whisking. Natsuki grabs the whisk from me and uses her other hand to tilt the bowl back. You really need to beat the crap out of it. It be like that sometimes. After a few seconds, the consistency of the icing has already improved. See? As if to emphasize, Natsuki sticks a finger in the icing and pops it in her mouth. I reluctantly start to do the same. Hey! Natsuki suddenly grabs my wrist. I don't want your gross fingers in my icing. I sympathize, but also shut up. Your icing, eh? Oh boy, here we go. Are you forgetting who did all the work? I wouldn't say all the work. I would not say all the work. Because she definitely fixed it. I'm gonna dip my finger in the icing and she's gonna lick it, isn't she? I'll save that for when it happens, because I feel like that's what's gonna happen. Don't make me beat the crap out of you next. I'd like to see you try. I push harder, just enough for my finger to reach the icing. I triumphantly scoop some with my finger, just as Natsuki tugs with all her might. Ah. The force of Natsuki pulling me causes me to stumble, making her stumble in turn. Gross. You got it on my face. Whose fault is that? Where's this going? There's a big glob of icing on Natsuki's cheek. She tries to reach it with her tongue, but it's too far away. Jeez, you know what? Take this. Instead wipes it off with her finger before shoving her finger toward my own face. You wish. I'm faster. I grab her wrist with my hand before it reaches my face. Natsuki tries to use her other hand to fight back, but I grab that one as well. I almost don't feel okay saying it, looking at this. But I will do what must be done. Oh my. Stop. Not until you apologize for calling me gross. It really is cute, but also there's... Fine, fine. I'm sorry for calling you gross. Now... Alright. Hi, Brecker. Welcome in. It's nice to meet you. We're being weird. We're being weird. Don't worry about it. We're baking cupcakes and we got icing on all over our friends and mentioning for a fictional woman. Not me. You're doing that. Yeah, I'm about to squeak because you redeemed it. Alright. You know I don't mean it. It's just fun seeing you react to it. You do that to me all the time, you know. Saying dumb things just to get a reaction out of me. I don't look like it's hard. You really shouldn't tease girls like that. But it's nice to meet you, Bricker. How you doing today? Is that so? In that case, I probably shouldn't do this Where's this going? I think Natsuki's fig... Alright, thank you, good night. No, I feel like I have to do this. I have to do this to my own character. I have to disappoint a dad myself. Because what are you doing? Where's the emote? Where's the emote? Just... Why? That's weird. I'm doing okay. Honestly, I'm having a blast with this. I put this game down for a couple of months, and I finally come back to it to try and finish, and this is hilarious. What? Oh, the way her eyes move. Oh, I didn't like that. I didn't appreciate that at all. Did you seriously just... Natsuki is so surprised that she can't even figure out how to get mad at me. Her face is entirely red. Lee, you really shouldn't do that kind of thing to girls, unless you really like them. So this is what we're doing. You know that, right? What kind of question is she asking me? Just like, imagine they redid these scenes for part 2. How did the mood turn to this so quickly? Natsuki gazes at me in silence. I notice her shallow breaths. This is getting uncomfortable. Why am I starting to feel dizzy? I don't like where this is going. Huh? Out of nowhere, the fire alarm starts going. We burnt the cupcakes! Yes! We burnt the cupcakes. Natsuki rushes over to the oven. Is something burning? I thought you didn't put the cupcakes in yet. No wonder. You left a dirty tray in here. Couldn't be me. We have a 19 volume named after her. It's been in the making for almost 1.5 years. Really? So are you like making your own like fan fiction almost? What is it what is it about exactly? About her, obviously, but is there more to it? How could you make a mistake like that? You should have checked before turning the oven on. Mutual responsibility. She should have checked before turning it on, but also it's my oven and I shouldn't be storing my dirty dishes there. I'm not amazing at getting my dishes done. I'm not no friend. I'm not good at it. Dishes is like the one chore I hate above all. But I still would never store something in the damned oven. It's just Japanese music. Oh, okay. Oh, I know. Don't blame me for your mistakes. Jeez. Natsuki uses an oven mitt to grab the blackened tray out of the oven. Crispy. She sets it on top of the stove. In another moment, the fire alarm stops. Anyway, I'm putting them in the oven. My wife used to put plasticwares and stuff in the oven when we lived at the... Not the plastic! Not the plastic! Like, I know some people store their stuff in the oven. I personally don't, but I know some people do. But do it with your pots and pans. Don't do it with your plastic. Oh no, that's awful. I probably would have made that mistake at some point or another. The tension from the moment before still lingers in our heads. But the moment has already been lost. Tension cut. Place smelled like regret for... Smelled like regret. I love that. I watch as Natsuki slides the cupcake trays into the oven. Then, I reluctantly pick up the whisk and continue with the icing, like nothing ever happened. Ah, that smells so good. The cupcakes are ready to be pulled out of the oven. As soon as Natsuki opens the oven door, a blast of sweet-smelling warm air fills the room. My whole life is regret. Going on for 18 years so far, so 3 days is good. It really do be like that sometimes, Curse. Oh my goodness. 24 years over here. Look at how cute they all look. She proudly shows off the different colored cupcakes in each of the trays. They'll look even better once we add the icing. Not like you need to tell me that. Honestly, the best way to handle icing is to have like a bunch of different colors, obviously, and like really just decorate it like super intricately. You know, it's like put a layer on it that's flat, one color, and then just like put little dots for like eyes, because she likes to make like animal shapes and stuff like that. That'd be cool. Man, now I gotta go make cupcakes. Look what this game did to me. Now I gotta go make cupcakes. I brought decorating stuff, so I hope you can get creative. Exactly. Here, scoop the icing into these bags. Oh, piping bags. I have these nozzles that will make it look nice and fluffy. This one can even make flour. You know, all of a sudden, she's got my attention. We probably won't be using it this time, though. What's this one for? I pick up one of the nozzles that has a much thinner tip than the others. That one's really thin, so you can use it to make stripes or other patterns. But you can also use it to write stuff on a cake, like happy birthday or whatever. Huh, I see. That gives me an idea, actually. Huh? Well, it's a literature event, right? Big brain! We could make it more literature-themed by writing a different word on each of the cupcakes. It would be fun to see people choose their cupcake based on a word they like. That's actually a really good idea. No, I'm gonna write Joe, so that someone can walk up and go, does this belong to Joe? Yeah, Joe Mama. I was kind of expecting you to say something really stupid, but that's actually a really cute idea. I love that idea. Like, I'm a poet, personally. So I would be great in a literature club, personally. Like, I go through creative writing classes all the time, but I'm also an English teacher. So, like, I would love, love, love to see, like, a bake sale or just a fundraising event where it's just all about words. And, like, using that to attract people and make things look cute and look interesting. That would be fantastic. Yeah. I'm still in college to finish up my degree, but I am a English teacher. I realize I said A instead of an. Figures. I introduced myself as a teacher, but I used the wrong grammar. Whatever. I wish my teacher was a weeb. Yeah, actually, a couple of my students call me Professor Otaku. Because, like, I've got a bunch of anime tattoos. I watch everything that they watch. It's like I stream on Twitch, and most of them know about it. Like, they absolutely love it. Maybe I'm getting it from you. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not cute. Come on. We're not at school. Nobody's judging. You can't dress and act like this and not expect me to think you're cute. Well, Natsuki's voice trails off. Same with you. Well, so this is how we're spending the afternoon. Did you say something? No, nothing. Let's just do the icing. Natsuki picks up the paste and fastens a nozzle onto each of the bags. Wait, what seems sus? That I'm a teacher? There's a lot to do, so we shouldn't be wasting time. Here, I'll show you how to do it. Without giving me a chance to think about before, Natsuki quickly moves on. She shows me how to apply the icing, and then we each get to work. Kids, don't be like Cursed. Don't regret your choices, but the one that isn't a for a big-haired, frictional girl. It'd be like that. When we're finally finished, Natsuki puts them all side by side to admire our work. Look at how pretty they are together. Yeah, they are, aren't they? I wish I could have one now. Well, there's no reason you can't, right? I don't see any harm in that. Oh, yeah, but my dad's making dinner tonight, so I really need to save my appetite. Fun fact, there is no such thing as saving room for dessert. Because it's so high in sugar, it will make its own room by relaxing your stomach and increasing the space of food you're able to take in. it basically pushes its way into the food, and there's no such thing as being too full for it. There's your fun fact of the day. Sayori is the exact opposite in that regard. If she was here, we'd probably be down 10 cupcakes already, and she would still eat dinner. Exactly. Actually, it's recommended that you eat sugary foods first, eat dessert ahead of time, so that your stomach relaxes in advance and you can eat more food, so that it's less likely that you'll be full or have leftovers by the time you're done. Come on, that's just unhealthy. 10 cupcakes, yes. What animes are your tattoos? So, I have Escanor's Lion from Seven Deadly Sins, the Saiyan Royal Crest from Dragon Ball, and I have Ace from One Piece, as well as his last words. The Lotus is my own design, to kind of, go with my Twitch theme. That's not anime-based. Yeah, I have the Saiyan Royal Crest and Ace. Normie. I also have a Kingdom Hearts Wayfinder tattoo, and on my back I have the Hunter's Mark from Bloodborne, which also looks very similar to the Brand of Sacrifice from Berserk, whichever one of those that you might be more used to. For tattoo respect. I really appreciate the bits, Bricker. Thank you very much. That means a lot. My all-time favorite anime is Black Lagoon. My favorite is Death Note, to be honest with you. Like, I don't have it with me right now. I have to, go up to my room and search for it somewhere. But I have an actual, Death Note. I have the notebook. And when I was on a sports team in high school, hang on, the jacket for which I actually do have here, because I would sit on top of the desks and crouch down instead of sitting in them properly, and let's see, where is it? They would actually, my Letterman jacket just has my name written as L. Because of that. Hang on, let me make sure that I can get it. I don't know if it shows it properly. Does it? No, I don't think it does. Just says L. I gotta go into lurk mode. Hope the rest of the stream goes well. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying the vibe. I try to keep, a happy, chill vibe every single episode. Sometimes it doesn't go that way, but I really appreciate you coming in, and thank you very much for the lurk. I hope to see you back here soon. I don't really read manga too much these days. I've had a lot of trouble reading in the last few years. If that makes sense. I struggle with depression and low energy, and reading is just something that takes a lot more out of me. You know what I mean? Than I have the mental capacity for. I've been trying to get back into it, but manga in general, I haven't gone near in a couple of years. It's been a while since I've read the manga on something, but I do have the manga collection for Death Note, and I've had a couple of others over the years. I've read through ReZero's manga. There's a lot of stuff that I used to read it a lot back in the day. Besides, when my dad cooks, I need to eat as much of it as I can. Well, anyway, I was hoping we would have time for manga. Oh, look at that! Right as I'm talking about not being able to read it. No, Michael, it wasn't tennis. It was mock trial. So I would dress up in a suit and go make people cry as a lawyer. But I need to be home for dinner. Already? That's a shame. It's your fault for working so slowly. You know what, my bad. You're right. You should have thought about that. It's not like you'll always have this chance. And, as usual, Natsuki places the blame on me. You can bring the cupcakes tomorrow, right? If you and Sayori each carry some, then you could probably do it in one trip. Can you guess why I like her even more? Yeah, I do appreciate that she's big on manga and big on anime and stuff. And I'm not sure. I think I'm in a sports team. I'm yeah, no, I did play sports before I lost my leg. You're right. Yeah, that's a bomb drop that the people in my chat who haven't interacted with with me before know now. I'm not physically missing a leg, but I am a cripple because my leg got messed up in my junior year of high school, which is one of the reasons that I have the disabled tag. I've had trouble walking ever since. So I played basketball for 4 years. I played baseball when I was a kid. I was a volleyball captain at one point, but now my sports days are over. I do things that require me to sit down, like esports, like I play League of Legends for a team. I've been, I was on a varsity team in college for it. I helped run a national competition for it. I'm still in the sports scene, just not physical ones. No, go for it. Go for it. As long as it's not like break TOS offensive, I don't usually have boundaries. Yeah, I can do that. And don't worry, I won't let her eat any. Maybe not. No. Give her 1 as a payment for helping you carry. I wish she would listen to me the way she listens to you. Yeah. I again think back to the conversation I had with Sayori earlier today. I felt so helpless. Sayori always does listen to me, but at that point it felt like she couldn't listen to me at all. Okay, I'm all packed up. Good work today. You too. More of a crypt than a Oh, no, joke's on you. I play for both teams. My Bloodborne tattoo has blood running down it, and actually I do carry a red bandana in my pocket. Not because of any gang affiliation, obviously, but just because it was a gift from my older brother when I was a kid, and I don't do anything without it. Plus, my Lotus tattoo starts red and goes blue, so I play the best of both worlds. I'll walk you out, I guess. Just like that, Natsuki is already about to leave. It feels like the afternoon went by in a flash. More than that, did I even take the opportunity to get closer to her like I wanted? Oh, hun. Oh, hun. Well, I guess I'll be off then. Thanks for all the help and everything. I'll see you tomorrow. Wait, Natsuki, huh? What you said before about not always having this chance. It doesn't have to be that way at all. I had fun today. You showed me how fun baking can be, like you wanted. But aside from that, you can come over any time, okay? I think that if possible, I'd like to spend more time like this. If you want to read manga or go out somewhere... Do you really mean that? Natsuki looks at me tensely, like she's trying to hide her expression. Yeah, I want to spend more time with you. Wait, I thought you only cared about getting this done. I'm sorry I had to leave so early today. You want to go out sometime? Shoo, where you trying to go? I ain't been out on a date in a while. Take me out, Michael. I really didn't want to. I would really stay here longer if I could. I feel the same way as you, so... Oh? Hello? Natsuki suddenly gets closer to me. Wait, Natsuki... Standing inches from me, Natsuki looks up at me. Oh good, she's shorter than me. I feel slightly less atrocious about earlier. I feel her fingers gently clutch at the sides of my shirt, as if holding on to me. Now we're gonna watch the Resident Evil movie no matter how... No, wait, no, don't do that to me. Wait, let's talk about this. Remember when I said take me out? It was a prank. See, there's a camera right here, and there's one right there, and right there. Don't, let's not do that. Her rose-colored cheeks and matching eyes fill my Are they not supposed to? Like... Along with her slightly parted lips. What is happening? My head starts to go dizzy as I feel her soft breaths against me. I felt it. For a while now. Natsuki suddenly jumps back. Sayori... Huh? No! No! That's foul! That's not okay. Hi, Lee. Sayori. Just now, we weren't... It's okay, Lee. I stopped by to say hi. Well, you should have come a little earlier. I'm already on my way out, so... Aw, really? That's too bad. My romance love... I know! I'm not gonna lie, like, that would have been really cute. I'll still see you at the festival tomorrow, so it's fine. Just don't eat any cupcakes before then. Anyway, later. Clearly flustered. You should have came earlier like I... Okay, moving on. Clearly flustered, Natsuki hurries off and Sayori waves goodbye. Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over today. Aha, well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me. So I had to come here and see it for myself. See what? What are you talking about? You know, how much fun you were having with Natsuki, and how close you got to her. It makes me really happy that you've made such good friends. That's not the way you're thinking of this at all. That's all that matters to me. Tears start to fall down Sayori's face. That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way, Lee? I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it feel like my heart is splitting in half? It hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. Get this man a medal. Get who? What? Who's getting a medal and why? This would have been so much better if I could just disappear. Sayori, don't say that. It's true, Lee. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monica was right. I should just... Monica? Monica was right about what? Sayori, what I said before is true. I'm not going to let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't the burden your mind is making it out to be. Except your imagination. Oh, okay. It's something that makes me happy. It's something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. So even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm going to be by your side until you don't feel any more pain. But Sayori looks away. I put a hand on her shoulder to reassure her. I'm scared, Lee. I'm really scared. What are you scared of, Sayori? I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me. Sayori? It's true, isn't it? I was weak and started to like you too much. I did this to myself. Lee, I like you so much that I want to die. That's how I feel. And that's enough, Sayori. I don't want you to hurt anymore. I slide my hand down Sayori's arm and squeeze her hand in my own. Do you remember how I said I always know what's best for you? Do you still believe me? God, I hope Raoul doesn't read. Oh my god, that would be awful. I do in fact know what happens next, yes. I said out loud that there was a trigger warning for it earlier because I didn't remember where it was. But yeah, I know what happens next. Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Even if you don't understand all of your own feelings, I know what you need the most right now, and that's what I'm going to give to you. Sayori, I love you. Your turn. That just reminds me of Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Hey Yamcha, how's it hanging? I mean, how you doing? Hanging in there. Oh. Huh? Those are my true feelings. So there's no way you could like me more than I like you. I should have realized it sooner. But spending time with everyone at the club, making new friends, gives me like one of your cupcake mates. Okay, I like that one. I like that one. And having fun with you every day, it helped me realize that you are truly the most important person to me. That's why I'll accept any of your burdens, as long as we continue like this every day. With you by my side, then I know we'll both be happy. Lee. Aww. Suddenly, Sayori wraps her arms tightly around me. Lee, is this really okay? Yeah. I hold Sayori in my arms and pull her closer. You'll never have to let go of me again. I love you. I want to be with you forever. Me too. I feel Sayori's grip around me weaken a little bit. What is this? Sayori? You're supposed to be happy right now. That's why I'll accept all your burgers. I mean, I'll accept burgers, too. I actually cook burgers for dinner. I always thought this would be the happiest moment for me. But why? Even now. Why won't the rain clouds go away? They're not going away at all. Because mental illness is not that simple. Mental illness, especially depending on the types, like, I'm pretty sure depression is included in it, but like bipolar disorder, different like identity disorders, it actually changes the way your brain functions. It's not just like, oh, you're sad because you're missing a couple of chemicals. Your brain's layout actually works completely differently. And so there's no way that you can just make it the big D set. Automod, you're doing your job, but come on. They're not going away at all. It's okay, Sayori. It might take some time for things to get better again, but no matter how long it takes, I'll be there every step of the way. The big D... Stop it! Don't make me disappointed dad you again! That's all that matters right now. Okay. I trust you. Sayori and I slowly release each other. So, I guess that makes the festival tomorrow our first date, huh? What are you saying? I don't want to think about those things, I want everything to be the same as it has always been. Even if we really are a couple. I didn't mean it to sound like a dick. Exactly! That's why I was like, Automod, you're doing your job, but come on. I don't know if I can handle anything more right now. It's really new and scary to me. I understand. We'll go at whatever pace suits you best. Finally, she gazes at me once again, smiling sadly. Even if I get really, really sad. This is the best thing for me, right? Huh? I don't really understand what Sayori means by that. Are you saying that this is making you feel sad, Sayori? I don't know. I don't understand what I'm feeling. It felt like a bunch of thorns when you told me you loved me. But that's why I want to trust you. You know what's best for me. Yeah, I do. That's my promise. I say that, but in reality, I've never felt more uncertain when it comes to Sayori. I know that I love her, and she loves me. But I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more, or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they were. Is that what Sayori meant by not wanting anything to change? I don't know. But I know that I'll give it everything I've got. Sayori is the most important person in me, and I'll do whatever it takes to have a happy future with her. Friendly reminder. Friendly reminder, by the way, if you guys do have relationships, but also like best friends, your relationship should not automatically come first. So like, if I were to say she's just my friend, pick Natsuki, Yuri, whatever, she should still be the most important person to me because we have that connection and that history, and nobody showing up in a matter of days and becoming my partner should ever come between that. Like, that is super important. She should be the most important person to the character, bottom line, no matter what. It's the day of the festival. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori, but Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. I managed to carry all the cupcakes myself by carefully stacking 2 trays. Natsuki is already texting up a storm, but I can't respond thanks to my hands being full. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over, so I can spend time with Sayori and Natsuki at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. Lee, you're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny, I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monica is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. Yeah, because you're going to get a whole classroom. You have a group with like 4 people in it. You're not going to get a full classroom. They must be the ones she prepared that have all the poems we performed. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like and submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing. Weak. Weak sauce. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. She overslept again. That dummy. You'd think that on days this important, she'd try a little hard. No, bad take. No, not acceptable. Not okay. Not after the conversation you had with her yesterday. Not okay. I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday. Exactly. And suddenly I feel awful, knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking. Exactly. But maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all? You should take a little responsibility for her, Lee. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. Excuse me? You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know? Now I have to do it to the game itself. Now I have to do it to the game. This is where we're at, people. This is where we're at. Exchange? Monica, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president after all. But I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? If someone over the game knows you're going to replay it, right? That we're a couple now? I didn't really plan on bringing it up with anyone yet. Jeez. You don't know the full story at all, so don't worry. You probably know a lot more than you think. Huh? Monica is being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlet? You know, I'm pretty sure I said this last time, but I hate when she goes from upright to that, like, side position, because for some reason my eyes always completely unfocus, and, like, this entire area underneath her hair, like the cubbies in the back, completely pixelate in my eyes. And I hate it. They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desks. Maddie! Hey, buddy, how you doing? Welcome in. Oh yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I'm doing okay today. I'm chilling. I feel okay today. Which is why I have the nerve to be on camera. I was looking on your stream for a while. How did what were you playing? I don't remember. Was it DBD? Or was I thinking? Or am I thinking of someone else? It was DB. Okay, it was DBD. How did that go? Good. It was fun. Well, I'm glad you had a nice time with it. Were you winning, son? Doing okay. So I'm playing Depression Simulator. Listen, it'd be like that. It really do be like that. I met a lot of nice people. That's always good. Like in the game, or like people randomly came into your stream because they saw you playing it. Like what happened? Tell me about it. Both. That's good. I recognize Natsuki and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one I haven't read before. Get out of my head, get out of my head, get out of my head. Before I do what I know is best for you, before I listen to everything she said to me, before I show you how much I love you, before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. %. That's not morbid at all. Lurk while I get food. I appreciate the lurk. Thank you. I can't even play DBD. I feel that. Yeah, I can't remember how long it's been since I've played DBD. Wait, when could she have written that? Probably like the night before, if I had to guess. What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. Lee? What's wrong? Nothing. This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm going to get Sayori, so... well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself. Monica calls that out after me. I quicken my pace. But, doesn't it mention seeing MC Natsuki, or was that something else? She mentioned seeing, me and Sayori. Doesn't it mention seeing... I don't think so. But that still would have been the night before, because, this is the day after that. When I was with Natsuki making the cupcakes and talking to Sayori and everything, that's yesterday right now. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her, or help her wake up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things would be the same as they always have been. That's all she needs and what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. Alright, now, official, point of no return, trigger warning. We have made multiple jokes involving the word hanging. It means exactly what you think it means. If you don't want to see it, I recommend you click off now. I'll let you know. If you want to tab out, I'll let you know when it's safe to look again. I will say it out loud. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I open the door and let myself in. Admittedly, I don't want to look at this either. But, Sayori? She really is a heavy sleep. You have no idea. I swallow. Good job, champ. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. That really is something that a boyfriend would do, isn't it? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Is it unacceptable if I do this and just look at the textbook? I'm gonna be real. I don't want to look at this either. It's not gonna set me off, but it's gonna make me uncomfortable. Sayori? Wake up, dummy. There's no response. I really didn't want to have to enter her room like this. Isn't it some kind of breach of privacy? But she really leaves me no choice. And I gently open the door. An exception has occurred. Game script. See traceback text for details. What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. I know, the game literally breaks. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppress the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I would be there for her. I told her I know what's best and that everything will be okay. Then why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Confessing to her? I shouldn't have confessed to her. It's not what Sayori needed at all. She even told me how painful it is for others to care about her. Then why did I confess to her and make her feel even worse? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and remained friends with her like it's always been, then I could have prevented this. That would not have helped. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I do can bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. I had only one chance and I wasn't careful enough. Now, while it's... the childhood friend always has a personality twist. Now, while it's true this is in fact a game, it is also true the character is correct that there is nothing you can do to change this. This happening is Rome. All roads lead to it. And now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers, but I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now I can never take it back. Never. 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 End. Oh, okay. Oh. So that's what we're doing. Alright, you guys should be clear. If anybody had to scroll away, you got the good ending. I'm not sure I did. If you had to scroll or tab away, you should be clear to look now. Those are things. I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air, like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. This game is dark. That girl is seizing noises. My neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk, and let dial-up sounds catch up to me. Here we go. It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average, while spending my free time on games and anime. What's good? There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. Yeah, honestly, I mean, I'm all about just, I play video games, I watch anime, I go to school, I go to work, I go home. I don't, I haven't, I don't really chase dating around much these days. It's been a couple of years. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Wow. What? There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Lee? Monica? Oh, okay, that's a thing. Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. I mean, it's the debate club. I feel like politics is kind of inherent. Feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. Well, I guess if you're in the debate club, you're really good at making arguments for that, huh? I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Literature? That sounds kind of... F. Detention. You're grounded. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry, all of which I do. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. It is. Manga is art. Honestly, like, manga is art, or poetry is art, movies are art, video games are art. Anything that involves a creative process is on some level artistic. Like, a lot of people won't consider that, you know, video games and manga and things like that as not art, as like childish things, but you're objectively incorrect if you think that. I'm sorry. Art is just such an open and wonderful concept. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. I'm gonna smack you. I'm gonna smack the bow out your hair. Besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey Lee, by any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so. Excuse me. In that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Like this? No. Sure, I guess I could check it out. Aw, awesome. You're really sweet, you know that? Shoot, I know. It's nothing, really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. Keep trying to butter me up. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back! And I brought a guest with me. Huh? Ow. Ah, that actually hurt my eyes a little bit. So anybody who's been around me in electronics knows that I keep my brightness at minimum and my nightlight, like blue light filters, maxed out at all times because I have very sensitive eyesight. So that flashing blue and white, not the vibe. A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Rude. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Lee. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Webcam this time. Hello, Ariel. Yeah. Because I have DDLC on Steam, and therefore PC instead of console, I use my webcam pretty much every time I do PC. Just because, you know, I'm able to. Last time I didn't, but I feel okay today. So I decided I'd go for it. So let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? In my character's mind, that'd be nice. In my mind, please no. How you doing, Ariel? How's everybody feeling? Happy birthday! Is birthday? Have a hug. Birthday hug. No, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with sour attitude whose name is apparently Natsuki is one I don't recognize. I'm alive, everyone's okay, but thank you. That's all we can ask for. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Exactly! I keep saying this, she's a damned freshman. Whatever. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Hi. How you doing? Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. It's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Lee in a classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I'm going to stop in for a second. Well, I appreciate you coming by. Thank you. I was going to, well, you know, sorry. I didn't forget that, I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that'd be great. You know, I'm actually not a big fan of tea, but also I can't have a lot of it because I am completely caffeine intolerant, and a lot of things like green tea, black tea, a couple of others, are pretty high in caffeine, actually, kind of like, almost like coffee. So I can't have more than maybe a sip or two, but also I generally don't like the flavor anyway. I inhaled when I took a sip of water. Oh, I can feel it stuck here. The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monika and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monika. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Excuse me. I'm sleepy. I've been up for about 12 hours now. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. How dare you, Detective Diaz? You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. Honestly, I have this kind of issue with my students, where it's like, they say they don't like my class because I make them read. But honestly, if you give reading a good book a fair chance, it's going to pull you in. You're going to have a good time with it. Reading is something that's not easy to get into for a lot of people, but if you really try it, it's seriously worth it. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying the tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Can't say it does. Excuse me again. I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Ah, yes, Emma. She is here to kill me. Hello. Welcome in. How you doing today? You're up awfully late, miss. It's tomorrow for you. What are you doing? Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. It's every time she gives that look, it just makes me go. I gotta full on just give the Lotus grin. It's only 12:20. You mean AM? I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. Completely backwards for me. That's tomorrow. I appreciate you coming in, though. Thank you. It's nice of you to come by. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Lee, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Mind your business! Nobody said you could call me out again like this. Had to come say hi. Well, I appreciate you coming to do that. I love having everybody who wants to come chill. I love it when people come say hi and come hang out with me. It's fun. It's a great experience. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I get. And that's how you lose some brownie points with me. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her fingers. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. I'm not huge on fantasy worlds. I'm more of a, give me fantasy elements. Like, for example, I'm rereading my childhood favorite, the Percy Jackson series. That's set in the real world, in the United States. But I'm also a massive Greek mythology nut. I love the stories. So it's like, it takes what's real and something that I could tangibly go and visit and do, and it gives it a fantasy element of something that I know and love very well. So I love that kind of combination. But I do also like fantasy type. I more prefer my fantasy to be in video games. I like more realistic books. Like, like a mixture. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. That's true. I will give that. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. Just like I was saying about Natsuki and baking. When you find the thing that lights someone up, they will completely change for you. Just completely change. But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? I hope Michael's still in the chat listening to me say that out loud and know that he can almost never pull that off around me and he hates it. We run a couple of different D&D and just storytelling groups together, and he's almost never able to catch me off guard because I always predict it, and he hates me aggressively. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp at something I can relate to at the minimal level. Yeah, my character is straight up no thoughts, head empty. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Ah, yes. The Rock. I literally moved over to Raul's stream to check his audio, and I come back to you talking crap. Oh, how long do you have to wait? Have you decided what you're going to change it to yet? Haha, I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Miss Supernova. Ooh, I like that. That's real nice. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? You look like a walking lollipop. Of course you hate horror. Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? Once again, you look like a human lollipop. You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. Give that back. Fine, fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? I'm getting off to get some sleep. Yes, go to sleep, young lady. It's past your bedtime. I appreciate you coming by. Have a good night. No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Honestly, I agree with that, but you should do that with more than just your writing. The vibe of wearing your heart on your sleeve is something I've been trying so very hard to maintain for years. Because I think being just upfront, letting your emotions be, the front page of everything you do and say is super important. Just like total honesty and openness and not trying to hide yourself. Just be genuine. No stone face, no poker face, no, I'm fine. Just talk about how you feel, write about how you feel. It's huge. I don't like it when people try to BS and come off as something that they're not. It makes you boring. Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. She physically sinks. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this, huh? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in. Excuse me. Together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president, after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Lee? Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join the club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought... The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Lee. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? Like this. No. And that's what I mean by just be genuine. If you don't want to, don't. Now granted, I would join this because I think it's interesting. But if I didn't want to, I'd say, too bad, so sad, but goodbye. Raul, you're here and you missed the trauma. Good. And thank you for the resubscription, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate it. How was Ghost of Sparta? You missed the awful things, which is good, because Michael was predicting that you'd pop in. I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in the situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. You have Facecam now. Well, yeah. I'm on PC. I always have Facecam when I'm on PC. Except for, I think, like, the last time I did PC, because I wasn't feeling great that day. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. I'm so gonna get pregnant. What? Did I hear someone say, pregnant? You're gonna get pregnant in my chat room? How dare you, Detective Diaz? There will be no getting pregante in my chat. Alright, moving on. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Lee? Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. That sounds like a you problem. Lee, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Word? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. But Yugi, I'm Brago Pasta Sauce and Tristan is the father. No! Monica looks over at me once more. Lee, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Oh god, she did the unfocused thing. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? Listen, I'm not a master writer. I would never call my writing mediocre. It's one of the few things I have some level of confidence in, is that I know I'm a good writer. I already feel the anxiety welling up inside of me. Okay, that's fair. That feels like me. I'm a master debate. Yeah. Did you eat dinner? Not yet, no. I'm doing that once I sign off, so I'm gonna be off in I don't know, maybe the next 5-10 minutes. I want to finish this day, and then I want to read a little bit of my own writing. Oh no, I will. I cooked. I made a whole bunch of burgers and fries for everybody, so I plan on eating today. Don't worry. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. Can't wait. I want to do things with you, but I also know you need to unwind. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. Well, what do you have in mind? The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the three girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Honestly, I'd be the teacher who's running the club. I'd be the teacher who's running the club, because most schools require a teacher to sponsor it. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. You have unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? Oh, okay. I mean, Lucifer is an option, or like a game working on. Yeah, we could do that. Okay. I don't think I read anything. That was the nicest poem I've ever read. Who should we go for, do you think? I mean, it's kind of irrelevant, but you know what? Let's go for Natsuki, since we were baking with her. Rose. Oh, okay. Doki Doki. There's just Monica. Yeah. Pink. Sunny. Yeah, sure. Hello. Flower, yeah! Poof. Poof, poof. Cry. Loud. Grief. I wish you could read your... I know, right? But then they'd be complete messes because you have to pick 20 different words. Papa. Hi again, Lee. So, I feel like we should probably save it here so that we don't progress too far. Save game. Yeah, I feel like we should stop it here. I read my poems, but they turn out to be weekend lyrics. Alright, so I'm gonna quit out now that we've saved the game. I didn't mean to close the entire thing. Oh yeah, there's a separate menu button. Oh well, it'd be like that. Alright, don't want Raoul to be too spoiled. Alright, so hang on, let me look real quick for any of my work. And since we're not playing Doki Doki anymore, technically. I guess just chatting? I guess. You know, it makes sense to me, like I'm gonna remember. Let's see. Yes. Alright, just put a big disappointed dad as the background. I actually don't know how to do that. I'll have to figure out how to do it. Hang on, let me see if I can, like, make my character. I'll put myself in the center and just, like, increase the size. I feel like that's a little bit better. Alright, so this is part of my portfolio for my poetry class from last semester, which was just a couple of months ago. So let's see, which one do I want to pick? So this one actually has like an image to go with it. It has a visual aid, but I don't physically have the ability to show it to you at the moment. So that might be something that I post. I use regular OBS, but the problem is I just don't have anything set up, and I don't know how to do that. I use straight up OBS because I know it's not it's less taxing. So this is one I read out the last time I played this, but it has been redone. And it is Geppetto. Once upon a time, a broken boy from a broken home that liked to collect broken things happened upon people who shared his pain. They had cracks, missing pieces, vital components lost forever. He decided to collect them. They would become his children, and he would be their father. He could not put their pieces back, nor his own for that matter. So for them he crafted new pieces. He built them back up little by little. In turn, they built pieces for him too. But father, he was clumsy, he had quite the temper, and some days his tantrums would shatter his children's new parts and stomp them into dust. So one day many of his children decided they no longer wanted to stay. They fled from their family, leaving them more broken than before. Father felt alone, defeated, unsure what to do next. He decided he would never make his mistakes again. He took in new children, collected new broken things, and he built them up too. He even built the perfect mother for them to love, her wiry hair flowing as she smiled, a clockwork heart ticking away to comfort her new children. Together they replaced his newly broken pieces, put him back together, sealed the cracks with gold, and showed him he didn't have to be broken like his pieces, that there was beauty to be had within what he had lost. Together they became the best family he could ever ask for. And so the broken boy, from a broken home, that decided to collect broken things and build them into a family, was made whole again. That is Geppetto, a poem I've been working on piece by piece for the last, 4 or 5 years, maybe? Let's see. What other one would be good? You know what? I like this one. This one is another one from the same portfolio. This one is called The Crown of Thorns. A crimson lotus with pink petals planted across the scars of the earth. The mark of the prince, wielding his trident with lion-like ferocity, never bending his pride to any man. He rules his bloodied garden with a fist that knows the blade better than it knows a loving hand. As he wanders among his plants, he wonders why there is blood amongst the lines of his land. He looks ahead, to a part of his garden he does not favor, and finds that those petals are the most vibrant blue. As he leans to check them, he sees a drop of red begin to tint the petals. The red is flowing from his head, down his arm, into the ground, for his crown is that of words, too sharp for him to bear. That one was a little more sped up, but also I've never read that one out loud before, so I apologize if that wasn't too good. But I really like it. And I'd be more than happy to share it as like a copy paste in case anybody wanted to read it. Let's see. All right, I'll do one more, and this one is called Garden, where we had to write about 4 completely different things in 4 completely different stanzas that all had one connecting theme. So this is called Garden. The blue rose, never planted, yet somehow strolling through the soil, waves to the plants who know better than to trust her. The jet-black calla lily, she beckons the rose to approach her roots, whispering a deadly plan into her petals. Together they sneak off to enact their dastardly deeds. The violent violet nightshade, he cackles quietly as the flowers approach him. They speak their plot and entice the evil plant into surrendering its crunchy snacks. The warmly pink lotus, he smiles at the flowers as they bring him sweet berries to try. They laugh as he sinks into the water, unaware he is rising again behind them. Alright, I think I'm going to call it a day there. Let's see who is presently streaming. We could go... Hang on, let me mute desktop audio because I don't want it to spill over. You know what? How's Joe doing? She's streaming Phasma right now. I think the best game to play with that is what DDL would like that poem the most. Ooh. Let's be real. Every single one would be favored by Yuri. However, the first one, Geppetto, I think Natsuki would also like it. She'd probably knock me for like the complicated language and trying to be all deep, but she'd think that because of the Pinocchio metaphor that it would be really cutesy. But I think all three of them, Monica is literally Geppetto. Shush, we're not going to talk about it. All right, so we're going to raid our friend. Oh, I clicked something by accident. I'll have to delete that. We're going to raid our friend Lioness Mama Joe. So here is our raid message, everybody. Yes, yes, yes. Me too, Michael. Me too. She is currently playing Phasmophobia. Lioness Mama Joe. There we go. Alright, so thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you to buying Girl Scout cookies. Yes, I fully intend to get Girl Scout cookies. I would love some. Thank you to Raul and Michael for your resubscriptions, as well as Raul for his raid. Thank you to Bricker Boom and Hurst for your follows, as well as Bricker Boom for your 100 bits. I really do appreciate that. And just to everybody who came to hang out and talk with me tonight. It's always a fun and appreciated time to have people around. So my schedule coming up is on Monday, I will be playing more of Mass Effect Andromeda. On Thursday, I will be continuing Kingdom Hearts 3 with Raul. And on next Saturday, we will be finishing, hopefully, Doki Doki Literature Club. So until then, I hope you all have a wonderful night, a wonderful rest of your weekend. I hope to see you in the next episode, but in case I don't, I'll see you next class. Bye, everybody.